today's reading is the parable of the rich fool from the Gospel according to Luke 12:16-21. It says, "There was a rich man whose land produced a bountiful harvest. He asked himself, 'What shall I do? For I do not have space to store my harvest.' And he said, 'This is what I shall do. I shall tear down my barns and build larger ones. There I shall store all my grain and other goods, and I shall say to myself, now I have so many goods stored up for so many years, I can rest and eat, drink, and be merry.' But God said to him, 'You fool, this night your life will be demanded of you, and the things you have prepared, to whom will they belong? Thus will it be for one who stores up treasures for himself, but is not rich in what matters to God.'" Food for thought.
No. It's up to us to be the change. It's up to me. It's up to you. Not all of you, just you. It's up to us to be the change. Man, that's a lot of pressure. It's up to us to change the world. It's up to us to be the change, to go out there and to make this world a better place, to make it different. Man, that's a lot. I work really hard on these talks because I want to live up to that pressure. I want to live up to that meaning. I want to live up to that calling. So when I'm given a divine appointment, meaning when Dusty says, talk about this on this day, substance and supply, I take that very seriously. And I work it. Oh, I work it. I work it all week long. First, I sit back and I just say the words. I say substance, substance, supply, 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 supply. And sometimes after I say those words, an entire talk, an entire conversation just washes over me. Just washes. And all I have to do is bathe in it. All I have to do is embody it. All I have to do is let the talk move through me. Just get out of the way. And that's the work. The work is just floating for a week. This week was not like that. This week I sat down and I said the words, substance and supply. Substance and supply. But all that came out was harvest. Substance and supply, harvest. So I got some paper. I don't use paper very much. Not because I'm environmentally conscious, which I am, just because I don't write. So I got out some paper and I started writing. All week long I was writing. All week long I was creating. All week long I was working with all these ideas. Working, harder, 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 harder. Because I want to live up to my obligation, to Dusty's trust in me. I want to be the change that will change the world. So I worked it all week long, and finally I had like 20 pieces of paper, and I said, yes, that's not it. So I threw the paper away, and this came to me. We'll see what you think. We'll see what you think. That sounds interesting. We'll see what you think. We'll see what you think. We'll see what you think. It's kind of vulnerable being up here. We'll see what you think. I have a message. We'll see what you think. Because as I'm working this week, And as I'm working every week, as I'm thinking about living up to being a change, as the ideas come, I can't help but thinking, what are they going to think? You know? Will they like me? Will they like the message? Will they like what I have to say? I mean, they came from Seattle just to see me. That's not. No, we didn't. No. Because I have a desire. And I want this talk, I want what I have to say, I want these ideas, I want these images, I want these stories. I want them to be enough. I want this to be enough. I want my hard work to have paid off. I want to know that I did enough this week. I want to know that I worked hard enough, that I slaved hard enough, that I had enough ideas, and maybe that I chose the right ideas. And when I deliver these ideas, I want to know that I have done enough. I want to know that I have said enough, that somehow something I said woke you up. Because that's all I really care about. I mean, sure, you might learn something today. Sure, you might be entertained. That's fine. That's great. But all I really want to do is wake you up. Wake you up to the miracle of living, to the miracle of being alive, to the fact that the presence at the bottom, in between and the top of the entire universe is moving through you right now. What an amazing realization that is. Every star, every planet, the universe itself has the same presence you have. And when you wake up to that, your life has changed. But I don't know if it's going to work out. Believe me. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't know if I'll say the right thing. I don't know if I will move the right way. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm up here and I have no idea how it's going to bless you. Was that blessing good enough? Do you feel blessed? See, when I say that, I automatically shrink a little bit. Is it enough? Am I going to say the right thing? Am I going to do the right thing? When I first got going in this lifestyle, I felt a connection to God through humor, through laughter. So I went out and I began to collect it. I began to collect laughter. The harvest is about that. The harvest is about collecting. You have an idea, you work that idea, and then you collect your harvest. You collect it. Well, I used to collect laughter, and that's how I would know if I had done enough, if I had given enough. Have I worked hard enough this week? Have I planned the right things? Have I said the right things? Well, you'll know. How will you know? If they laugh at you. So easy. So easy. So I'd go out, and I'd do my thing, and I'd dance, and I'd say, oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. And yeah, ooh, they would chuckle. And I began to store up the laughter, much like a farmer stores a barrel of apples. And every time you'd laugh, I'd put it in the barrel. And I'd wait for another one. I'd put it in the barrel. I'd put it in the barrel. I'd put it in the barrel. And that laughter would sustain me to the next performance, like through the winter. That's what the winter is. It's a time of no creation. It's a time of barrenness and death that we move through from creation to creation. It's a wonderful thing. But I would store up that laughter, and for a moment, for a blessed moment, I would feel like I was enough. I would feel like I was enough. But it didn't last. The barrel got bigger. The barn got bigger. The laughter kept coming, but it was never enough. Because there could always be what could there always be? More. What could there always be? More. As long as you're measuring something by its quantity, there can always be more. There could be more laughter, more people, bigger crowds, Not just more people and bigger crowds, a different kind of laughter. Yeah, you chuckled, but I want to bellow. I want to ha, 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 ha. I want the laughter to come deep inside you. But it was never enough. It was never enough laughter because there could always be more. And then a shift happened. And I began to realize that it wasn't about the laughter at all. It was about a connection. It was about the essence of something that existed between me and the other that was actualized in laughter. I met another minister, and he guided me into this place and said, you know, you're more than just a funny guy. You're good looking too. See, I can't help it. So then in the ministry, I didn't collect laughter anymore. I stopped collecting laughter. I stopped stocking it up. I started collecting something else. Oh, Andy, you're so wise. Oh, Andy, what you just said about God, it really reached me. Oh, Andy, the way you speak about the divine. Yes, say it. The way you speak about the divine, I've never heard it before. Yes! I began to collect spiritual accolades. I began to collect validation, accommodation. The more people said I was wise and that I knew something about the Spirit, the more I filled the bucket up. It's not apple anymore, it's an orange. And maybe if I stock oranges, it'll be enough. Oh, yes, look how amazing I am. But do you think it was enough? Do you think it was enough? It's a different kind of fruit, maybe a more spiritual, less egoic kind of fruit. But there could always be more. I could always touch more people. I could always reach more people. I could always give more of myself. I could always receive more. Oh, you're so smart. Don't you mean wise? Oh, you changed my life. Don't you mean changed your lives? Oh, what you said was so deep. How deep? There could always be more. It was never enough because I was still measuring the enoughness by a quantity. I was still measuring what I was giving by a quantity. I was still measuring what I was and who I am by a quantity. I will be enough when. I will give enough when. Have I worked hard enough today? Have I worked hard enough on my job this week? Have I worked hard enough on my job this year? Have I made enough money? Have I made enough money? Do I have enough in my pantry? Storms are coming. Do I have enough in my pantry? Will I be able to pay for my kids' college? I have children. Have I spent enough time with them? Have I given them enough of myself? Have I said enough wise words to my daughters so they feel that they're enough when they go out in the world? Have I volunteered enough? Have I given enough of myself? Have I given enough of myself? Because that's all you really can give is yourself. Have I given enough of that? It's exhausting. I want to give you an image. Do y'all know who Michael Jackson is? I'm not the only one. I thought I was like this cool kind of indie guy who says, I know who this person is and you don't know because I'm cool and hip. We all know who Michael Jackson is. Probably my favorite performer of all time. Music stirs me, makes me want to dance, makes me want to move, makes me want to be a better human being. So successful. So much fruit. But if you look at Michael Jackson's life, if you look at his physical body, if you listen to his interviews, if you listen to his music, you get this sense that he never felt like he was enough. He just kept giving more and more and more of himself away until he became so frail that he just wasted away. Who can collect more fruit than Michael Jackson? Who can touch more people? Who can give more of him or herself? Who can stock that much fruit? And still, this man did not seem to believe that he was enough, that he gave enough. So what is the magic number? How will I know that what I'm saying today will be enough for you? How will I know that what I'm saying will stir you in the right way? How will I know that this will be enough? And how do I know that I am enough when this is done? When I harvest this talk, how will I know that the fruit is enough? Fruit. Fruit, 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 fruit. You know, in Sanskrit, there's a word called karma. Have y'all heard karma? Yeah, that's a groovy word, karma. It's loosely translated as fruit. And they say every action, every thought, every word, every deed produces a fruit. That every time you act, you are quite, not literally, that's what the kids say, you're actually metaphorically, producing a fruit. And here we are, it's the harvest time. It's time to collect the fruit. It's time to reflect. It's time to examine our lives and the fruit we are bearing. It's time to reap what we've sown. But how will we know that the fruit is enough? How will we know that we've created enough? How do we know that we've done enough? How do we know that we've worked enough? How do we know that we've given enough of ourselves? Because let me tell you, you can give and give and give of yourself, and it will never be enough as long as you're measuring that by quantity. You can give 24 hours a day, and you will not feel like it's enough. What is it about this fruit? How do I know? How do I know? There's another passage where Master J, my man, Master J, he says, you will know your life by the fruit. A good tree bears good fruit. A bad tree bears bad fruit. You will know your life by the fruit. You will know the tree by the fruit. How do I know if this is good fruit or not? How do I know this is good fruit? I mean, I've stocked it. I have plenty. I've been collecting things my whole life. But how do I know if this is good fruit? There's a lot of it. Man, I might have to build another barn. But how will I know if it's good? I'm really waiting for someone to say it. What? Taste it. Say it again. Everyone say it. Taste it. You mean I've been stocking all this fruit and I haven't even taken a bite? How will I know if it has quality? How will I know if it has substance? How will I know if my supplies have substance if I'm not willing to take a bite? It is harvest time. It's time to examine our lives. It's time to reflect. It's time to look at our fruit and take a bite. You will not know if you're enough until you look at the quality of your life. Not how many people did I touch today, what is the quality of those interactions? Not how hard did I work today, how much of myself, what's the quality of that work? Not even how much time did I spend with my children, that's important, but not as important as the quality of that time. I can sit there and ignore them and be in the same room. Yep, this is good parenting. No, it's about a connection. It's harvest time. It's time to look at your life, to examine the fruit, and to look into the nature of its quality. What does your life feel like? What do the connections feel like? How much peace? How much joy? How much love? It's an interesting thing about peace, love, and joy. There's no amount. Peace is just peace. You can't say, well, I got a little bit of peace today, but I didn't get a lot of peace today. I just got a piece of peace. Just a piece. Maybe tomorrow I'll get 2 pieces. Maybe the next day I'll get 3. Then 4 pieces of peace in the whole pie. No, peace is a state of being when you are sitting in the foundations of the universe. Peace. It's not an amount, it's a quality. Love. Love is actually not an amount. It's something you access. It's a reality of recognition when you look at someone and go, there I am. There I am. We are one. Love is a state of relationship. It's not, how can I get more love? How can I get more love? Fill my bucket, fill my bucket, fill my basket. Love is a quality. Joy is the quality of being alive when you recognize that every breath is a miracle. It's not how many breaths you take in a day. It's not how many breaths you take in a life. It's the quality of each breath. A being can come into existence for a moment and it is worth it. A child can live for a day and it is worth it. A fly can live for a moment, it's worth it. Because there's a quality to existence that we just have to tap into. And how do we do that? How do we do that? How do I bear good fruit? Master J said, a good tree will bear good fruit. What does that mean? What does that? I think I should have thought about that before I talked about it. Got it. I lost it. No, I got it. There it is. You good? Okay. An apple tree will bear an apple. An orange tree will bear an orange. A lemon tree will bear a lemon. A pine tree will bear a pine. What? Cone. Hold on. A pine tree will bear a pine cone. There's no such thing as pines, buddy. They come in cones, okay? Do your research before you start talking. But the point is that each of you is a completely unique tree in this symbolic metaphor. And each of you bears a fruit that's unique to you. There is no other tree like you in the history of the universe. Therefore, there is no fruit like the fruit you will bear when you are living your authentic life. When you stop trying to pull in, when you stop trying to walk comfortably upstairs, when you stop trying to collect, when you stop trying to bring life to you, when you stop measuring how enough you are based on quantity, when you let all that go and sink into you who you really are, then you can give authentically and bear the only fruit that you can bear, you. What a gift to the world you are. Why deny that? Why? There's actually no pressure at all. How do you be the change? You be you. Walk out there and give your authentic self to the world. Stop trying to be something you're not and be you. You be you and give that effortlessly away, and it will always be enough, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. When you are enough, everything you do will be enough. When you are enough, everything you create will be enough. When you are enough, your life will be enough. And here's the thing, you are enough. You are enough. Just you. When you get down to it, the work you do is an extension of yourself. When you get down to it, the time you give is an extension of yourself. When you get down to it, each talk, each conversation, each walk, each volunteering, each parenting moment, just extensions of yourself. Because all you can give away is you, and the fruit that comes from an authentic life is boundless. Immeasurable. You can't stock it up. Can't measure it. It's boundless in substance. It's boundless in quality. I can't tell you how many people you're going to reach today. I can't tell you how many lives you're going to touch. I can't tell you a time, say, volunteer 12 hours this week. I can't tell you how much work to do. I can't tell you how much money to keep in your bank account. I have none. That works for me. It might not work for you. But I can tell you that you are enough, and each of those things will be enough when you are giving what you are. Not an amount of what you are, a quality of what you are. So, I planted some seeds this week. I summered. And now I shall harvest. Was this talk enough? No. You wanted to answer, but don't. Don't do it. That's me kicking the bucket away. For the last minutes, I was me. This is just me. Plenty more where this came from, because it's boundless. And I think it was enough. Let's pray together. Give me some praying music, Cindy. Yeah. I need you in my life. You are in my life. I need you in my bedroom in the morning. Imagine waking up to this. Let's pray together. I sure am thankful for this moment here and now. I'm thankful for the abundance of life in its quality that moves through me. And I make the decision today to move out of its way and allow the fruit to grow and be given. If I'm an apple tree, I'm just going to give apples. If I am a pine tree, I'm going to give pine cones. But that's what I'm going to give, because that's what I am. What are you? What are you? And what fruit will you give? What is the quality of the fruit? What is the authentic thing that you can give today? I'm grateful for this space in between us, this space of oneness where we all connect. Because yes, we may all be different trees, but the roots come from the exact same place. That is what's giving and I allow it to give through me. And I invite you to do the same. And so it is. Amen. And thank you so much for your time.